Hello, I'm Father Paul Edwards, pastor of St. Katharine Drexel Parish in the city of Weston, Florida. I'm speaking to you today from the chapel of the Sisters of the Blessed Sacrament, founded by St. Katharine Drexel at the beginning of the 20th century for the service of African Americans and Native Americans in our society. Like St. Katharine Drexel, we have received a challenge to bring the gospel of Christ and to bring Christian service into the community in which we live at the beginning of the 21st century. We're now embarking on a building campaign for St. Katharine Drexel Parish that will provide us with the facilities to center our operations and to continue our work of evangelization and the spread of the gospel. We have reached the stage of our parish when we need to construct our own buildings on our own property to support us in the work of worship, the work of evangelization, the work of the education of our children, the work of welcoming all of the different peoples who come from the United States and beyond to live in the city of Weston, and prayerfully ask the Lord what your level of contribution should be for the building fund of St. Catherine's. Join us in this tremendous enterprise, this great privilege of founding a new community of faith. God bless you.
Weston's Catholic Church is a multicultural community united under a vision of discipleship, devoted to service and life in the Spirit through our commitment to stewardship. We at St. Katharine Drexel Parish are called to build our own house of worship for God and the many voices in one song.
One song. When the melody is love, then everyone belongs. A difference is our harmony, and that's what makes us strong. Many voices, many voices, many voices, many voices, one.
St. Katharine Drexel devoted her life to God and service to the Native and African American people. Father Pedro Corses will share experiences and testimony from her shrine in Philadelphia, that ours is the spirit of Eucharist, the total gift of self. The city of Weston has evolved into one of the nation's premier communities for families from all over the globe. This pristine city is known for its quality of life. It boasts the best schools, parks, and recreation, along with its world-class city services designed in concert with the environment. St. Katharine Drexel Church first came together in 2001, initiating discussions at the Wyndham Hotel. The cafeteria at Indian Trace Elementary School was the initial site of worship for this burgeoning Catholic community. Our first Mass was celebrated on September 16th, 5 days after the 9/11 tragedy, with a gathering that filled the school cafeteria to capacity for 2 Masses. With the need for a larger space to accommodate the more than 1,500 weekly parishioners coming to worship, a temporary rented facility was chosen at the Weston Commercial Center off Glades Boulevard and Glades Circle. The facility allows for morning weekday Mass, baptisms, CCD, cell groups along with limited weekend worship, and parish activities. However, there are additional limits of this facility, creating an inability to carry out all the sacraments like weddings and funerals, as well as the increased CCD demand, organizational meeting space, and other integral liturgical aspects of parish life. Our founding pastor, Father Paul Edwards Comark, visualized a parish community that prays together, eats together, and enjoys family fellowship with each other. A unified Catholic community that seeks first the kingdom of God, keeping Christ at the center of their lives. He taught that outreach and evangelization through our actions spreads the word of the gospel to our surrounding community and the world. From its inception, there have been many successes in the coming together of our parish community. Father Paul established our annual March 3rd St. Katharine Drexel Feast Day celebration. It's the one weekend where there's only one Mass for the entire Catholic community and their friends. On that day, we participate in the Mass concelebrated by our bishop, pastor, and visiting friends. After Mass, the community shares a meal, followed by games and activities for the entire family. This day manifests our unity as Catholics and nourishes our minds, bodies, and souls. Another success for the parish was the ordination and first Mass of Father Andrew Petrasco, the first seminary deacon to intern at St. Catherine's. Our beloved pastor, Father Paul, was lifted up on April 22, 2006. This occurrence revealed that St. Katharine Drexel is a uniquely unified parish family that prays together, cries together, and laughs together. Father Paul's mission to build a church in Weston, Florida is complete. We are truly blessed to have Father Pedro Corses as our new pastor. He is a warm, giving, insightful spiritual director. Together with Father Pedro, we are charged with building the physical structure to house our church. We now have our land, and in cooperation with the City of Weston, St. Katharine Drexel Parish started the process of building our new home. Listen to the passion of fellow parishioners for the need and desire to build this permanent house of worship.
We need a permanent structure so that we can more effectively meet the needs of our religious education program. We need a permanent home so that when a young couple needs to have a wedding mass, they can do it, or if funeral mass needs to be celebrated. The needs of this family is growing, and with it, we need the permanent structure, the building that will allow us to have that. And as a result, each one of us will benefit from having a permanent home. So it's so important that each one of us be willing to offer our time, our treasure, our talent, whatever it takes to make that a reality.
I believe it's important that we have a building where we can provide our family with all the activities, they can hold the sacraments, where we can hold weddings, where we can do baptisms, where we can have the funerals, a place where our family can share the things that a family shares in a more comfortable and more appropriate and more permanent setting.
If we had our own facilities with our own plenty of space available, we could do much more for the needy, much more to teach children Catholic education, and much more for the families to get together constantly throughout the week, not only on a Saturday and on a Sunday for masses, but throughout the week, throughout the year, at all times, so that the church will become a focal point for the activities of every family and for the future of their children and their grandchildren.